Are we live? What does that mean?
Butter jelly time. Peanut butter
You know what time it is. Peanut butter jelly. I don't know if there'll be alerts because I heard that YouTube limits alerts and only gives us so many a day. Anyway, let's see if people are here yet. Let's see. Oh, we have somebody here. Somebody showed up, even though, did you get an alert? Because that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the alerts, YouTube's been like letting you have 3 alerts a day, and I might have used all mine. We'll see if people show up or not. They're coming though. Who's here? We got Gold HD. Hi, Gold, and Max Howard. I've never seen those names before, too. Hi, Gold and Max, and who else is here? Rishi. Hi, Rishi. And Depan. We got all kind of new names. I love it. I love it. If you don't know, we come here. And Payush, Andre, JM. Oh, my goodness. It's a fun. That's what I'm saying. I haven't recognized a lot of these names. Well, if you don't know, I go live every Wednesday around this time. I'm late. So it's plus or minus like 10, 15 minutes. Max said I'm his favorite YouTuber. Max, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet because there's a lot of good YouTubers out there. And then JM is from Greece. And Japan, where are you from, Japan? Now I want to know where everybody's from. War 2 Ritik. I've been on your page. I subbed you a while. Andre, I recognize Andre. I recognize the name Andre El Rey. Vicky said, have you seen the greetings of... Vicky, how do you say that word? Max wants to, I'll have to go back. Max, remind me in like a chat. I'm going to go check out your channel because you're right. Max, you're right next door to me. Let me get back because I want to say Vicky's word. Makashara. That's a long word. Oh, you sent it to me on FB. I'll check it out, Vicky. I will check it out, I promise. Love back to you, Sartaj. And then, all right, so Max Howard said, sub to his YouTube channel. He's in Illinois. Max, you're my neighbor. We're neighbors, Matt. Where in Illinois? Because you know I'm in Missouri, St. Louis. And you just go right across the river here, which is like it's about 15 minutes from my house. And I'm right in Illinois. Where are you, Max? Look at this, y'all. Me and that Max are neighbors. That's awesome. I haven't met too many YouTubers close to me. Well, I thought there's a couple, I think, in the state, but oh no, I'm spilling my drink. Y'all know what happened last time? I fried my computer spilling my coffee. Oh, I think I was just so excited. I got a neighbor YouTuber over there. Max, remind me because we have to like do some of the YouTube meetups or something. All right. Let's get to the because you know I got to talk about some stuff. Did you see the name when I named my live? I got to talk about some stuff. Andre is in New York City. I didn't know that either. Here in the building. What building you're in New York City, Andre? India. Depan is India. Hi. Oh, Piyush said. Piyush, thank you. Said beautiful. I hope they're talking about me. Indonesia. Look at how we have everybody around the world. We got Naval Gaming Indonesia. Gold said, just a recommendation, do a reaction video to a Moro Climax. It will a nice experience. I'll send you a link if you're interested. Well, I'm always interested in nice experiences. Prayesh, India. Hi. Oh, I like when I'm called Auntie. I do. At first I was like, because here Auntie is only like your sister or brother's kids, right? Like that's what an aunt is here. But when they call me Auntie, it feels like family. Rohit, hi Rohit. Prabriya's here. Prabriya asked, because last time, remember, last week I did the COVID test and Prabriya was asking on my Facebook how I did and it was negative. I know I forgot because I forgot to tell y'all because look, you saw the name on my chat. So much has happened in this last week, has it not? That's why I was like, we need to talk this over. Anyway, the COVID test was negative, which I mean, I felt deep down it would be because I wasn't getting like, but you never know, right? You never know because you can have just mild symptoms and have it. And I wanted to be sure, but I had like a cold and it still lasted a few days after that. The cold, runny nose, a little fever, but it was negative COVID test and wasn't that experience. Here they do COVID tests. You do it yourself. I hope I did it right because you just go through this drive-through at the drugstore. They give you this little bag. It has like the swabs in there, and you just have to stick it up your nose yourself. So I just hope I went up far enough. That's what when I was doing it, I'm like, I hope I was going up as far as I could do it myself. Like you can never give yourself a shot. I could never give myself. I know some people with diabetes and they give their I would never be able to do that. I just don't think I could do it. So doing that, I did it, and then you just put it back in this little vial and put it in. It's an easy process here now to get the COVID test, but the thing is getting on the list. Like I signed up, but I couldn't get it till like the next day, and it came back in like 2 days. The results, 2 or 3 days. So I mean, they need some more rapid stuff, so you know. But luckily, I don't have it. And my husband, Greg, got his second shot, his second vaccine shot, which he didn't have. I mean, you hear people having fever and chills and all this other. They even had one person there saying it was a doctor that got the COVID vaccine, and it's been like the first death that they're linking it. They haven't like did the study, but after he got the vaccine, I guess he got all these red spots on him, and I'm thinking it might have been from allergies because that's one thing they say be careful with. That if you have allergies, that you can get like even when Greg got his second shot, he had to stay at the hospital like 15 minutes so they can monitor him because it's really the allergies. People are having like allergic reactions to it, and I read a story that a doctor got a shot but it was not till later that day and he started having red spots everywhere. So that's what I'm thinking. But they haven't linked it fully. They haven't like said 100% that it was from the vaccine, but it happened around the same time, like he died a couple days later, I think, or a day, I don't know. But he started getting like after the vaccine, these red dots. And that's what I'm thinking is allergies, right? Wouldn't you think like the red dots is some kind of allergies? And it wasn't even on where he at his injection site. It was like on different parts of his body. So that's what they said. They're like, they can't link it yet, but it happened. And I don't know how many people here have gotten it already. So if that's like the first one, I think millions, right? I think they've had millions and millions of people. So anyway, let me see. What else? Max Howard said, how excited. Parish keeps calling. Thank you, Parish. I'm married. I'm married, Parish. Greg and the kids are doing great. Pabria, Krish for Rick Roshan. What's his birthday? Oh, no. I know Max Howard. I fried my computer before because I dropped my coffee on but now I got this little cover on it, so it should be better. But that was a scary day, let me tell you. Frying your computer when this is like your job. Oh, it was scary. Please send. I will. Pabria is always. Pabria, you always make me feel warm inside. Just checking on my family and my friends. And how is your family? How is everybody doing? I remember the day I was so worried about your dad when they got in the car accident. Everyone doing all right? I feel like I don't check up enough. But I care about y'all and how y'all are doing. Max, yep, now Max will suggest you his reactions by coming to your home. Vicky said. He don't know where I live, Vicky. I just told him the state. There's a lot of people here. It's going to be tough to find me. And I don't answer the door. That's one thing, especially since COVID. Especially since they're COVID, like this past year, someone comes in my door. I ain't answer my door. But I have this little ring thing. If someone comes to your door, it's on my app. And I can hit the volume. I'm like, yes, what would you want? Like you can talk to the people. It's not that good though. Because sometimes it lags and you can't hear stuff. But it's a little app I have and the little ring with a camera. Because I was like, I'm not going out there with COVID around and answering doors. No, don't come to my house. You can find my phone number, call or something. I'm not coming to the door. Oh, Max loves the arch. Max, did you say where you're living in Illinois? Are you like by Chicago? Because that's like 5 hours drive, right? Most people, when they say they're from Illinois, it's usually by like Chicago, which is still about 5 hours drive from here. I used to live right by Trump Tower in Manhattan. Girl, I had to move. So I am still in New York City, but further away from the old apartment. Well, that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I named my live because, like I said, to catching up with everybody here, I had my COVID test last week, but it doesn't seem like this past week, I guess, at least for the people here that live in the U.S., got the Andres over there at the Trump Tower. Did you take a poop in the I've been in the Trump Tower once. I've been in there once, but it just reminded me the new movie Borat, the new Borat movie, when they had a scene and him like was taking a poop and like it said Trump Tower in the little garden there. Did you watch that, Andre? My favorite part. It was one of my favorite parts. But for us here in the U.S., I think Andre, Max, everybody can y'all like back me up here that since last week, it feels like this past week has been a month gone by, at least a month. I was like, can you believe last week we were talking about like Georgia elections here? That was only a little week ago. I was here talking about like getting a COVID test. That was only a week ago. This past week has felt just right. And I did a little video, my statement of what happened. That was exactly a week from today. The Capitol, the riots in the Capitol, exactly a week. I came back from my COVID test and they were certifying the election results right when I came back, and I started watching that. Then all of a sudden they're storming the Capitol. I did not turn off the TV all day from that. I watched that lot up until late at night. I was on every social media, the Twitter. I'm exhausted. We have one more week, a week from today, that Biden's going to be in office, inauguration, a week from today. And I don't know if my nerves can take it. Every morning I wake up and I go and look at my phone just to make sure the U.S. isn't like totally collapsed, on fire, new president, civil war. Like that's what I wake up to every day. Is that not sad? I wake up to every day checking my phone to make sure everything's all right. We're not at civil war. People die. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And I just want a little bit of normalcy back. That's all I ask. I mean, everybody, corruption in politics. There's this corruption. Whatever country you in, I'm sure people say corruption in politics, right? Whatever country you're in. I don't care what country there's some kind of corruption going on. Once people get in power, they like to try to, use that power to gain their own personal things. I know there's corruption everywhere. I just want normal corruption back. That's all I'm asking for. Just give me the normal corruption back. I can't take all this insanity. And today they're doing a second impeachment. Did I hear on the news there's only been like 4 impeachments ever for president? And 2 of them have now been for Trump. They're doing the second impeachment. It was a year ago they did the first. I don't like to say, I told y'all so. But I told y'all so. I did not. I've been the most, y'all know, like here she is going about Trump, but I've been the most vocal, talking about everything that he does. And on my social media, if you look, Fabria has seen my Facebook page. If y'all have seen my Twitter, I have been years now against the Trump. Years now. And even more this past year with the election and all that, even more vocals with COVID and the bad job they did here in the U.S. with that and his administration and just the failings of it, even more vocal, right? You're probably like, oh, Amanda's talking to politics again. And I've gotten in many of fights on social media. I'm telling y'all, many of fights. People like, oh, you're just this. You're just, oh, your hate for Trump blinds you by the truth. I'm like, no, the truth is what makes my hate for Trump. That's what I see, the truth. That's why I don't like him. It's not the other way around. I don't just hate somebody and then like get on them, you know. I don't just dislike somebody and that's the reason I want to just talk bad about them. No, there's always a reason. And now all these people I fight with, oh, are they quiet now? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, look at y'all ain't saying a peep. There's still a couple that say a peep. There's still a couple that still back him after all the stuff that's been done. And for those, I'm just like, I don't see it. I'm baffled by it sometimes. I'm like, how can you still, that's how much brainwashing gets to people. You watch those stories that people are in the cults and they do all these crazy things and they really believe it. Or they even, I don't know how much it's around in different countries, but I know they had the one here in the US, this was a while ago too, the Heaven's Gate, right? They all thought the comet was coming and the comet, I guess whoever they worship or whatever was going to be on the comet, and they all committed suicide to meet this person on the comet, and they were going to take them, and that was the end of the world. Like after they committed suicide, they were going to be the only people rescued. That's what it was. The comet was coming. They have to rescue themselves by committing suicide to go in the comet, and everybody, and then the world was going to like catch on fire. I don't know. Well, the world didn't catch it. This was like in the 90s or something. But I'm like, how do people believe that? It's brainwashing. And I really think like now people that still follow this madman crazy guy are seriously like have some kind of brainwash. And look, we've seen it. We've seen him talk on TV and you know the truth. Everything with the truth is fake, right? With the COVID he called COVID a hoax. Scientists are crazy. The news is crazy. You can't trust the news. You can't trust these reporters. You can't trust this. The only thing you can trust is me. Everything everybody else lies to you. I'm the only one that tells you the truth. And so when you like have this, I guess, ingrained and really think that he's the only one that can tell you the truth, he told those people that going to riot at the Capitol that he's going to go do it with them. He told them. They was really believing him. He told those people giving his little speech at the because I watched it. Like I said, I was watching it all live. I watched this whole speech and he's like, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with you. And then they show videos of people like, where's Trump? They really thought he was going to go there rioting with them. And he was over there tweeting. Let me start getting the comments. Let me start. Where am I at? Because I know y'all commenting. We gotta catch up. We gotta catch up. See what some of these comments. I'm really far behind, huh? Where am I? More beautiful. I like those. Reaction. Oh, yeah, lived at Trump Tower. January 20th is coming. Trump is getting targeted. I think something is going to happen. Vicky, don't say that. I mean, I'm going to tell you one thing is this next time, they ain't going to play around. They ain't going to play around this next time. They're already deploying National Guards and all that, but he stopped it. Like, y'all think like it's not like U.S. is weak. I mean, we have the military. What do we have? Some of the best, like, you know what, America, they have bred this country to go to war at any time. And we have the biggest, hugest budget for military. Oh, we got weapons and look, we ain't weak when it comes to the military. You know that our budget, this is like the U.S. budget, right? Say this is the U.S. budget right here. And this is how much we give to the military. This is everybody else to the poor and all that. But our budget for the military takes up, I think, I know over half. I know over half our budget for the U.S. budget is for like the military. I mean, we have the weapons and all that. But Trump just wouldn't send them in because he wanted this. They were all the military. They were calling. Do you want help? They couldn't even get into. You want this? You want the National Guard? You want this? No, like he wouldn't answer. He wouldn't send them in. So all they who's at my door? I'm live. You want to come say hi?
Yeah.
Oh, my nephew wants to come say hi. Hi.
My that's me to bite.
That's Aiden. Tell him hi.
Hi.
All right, now I gotta finish this. So go if you need something, get your Bella or Jilly, okay? He likes to tell y'all hi. But yeah, I know, like, because the TV was saying, oh, this is making it look weak for other. I'm like, it's only looking weak because he just won't send the real power in to stop this. So they had the poor little police. And they even saying now some of the police were behind it. Some of the Capitol Police. They had those one guys resign. Like this was an inside plot. They said these rioters had plans for the Capitol. They knew exactly where to go. And some of those images break my heart, especially the police. Oh, I can't get this one at my mind. It makes my stomach sick. They had the policeman, and he's trying to block the doors, and the crowd's pushing him, and he's like getting crushed against the door, screaming. Or the one police that died. They was kicking and hitting him. They was like he was behind gates, and they was trying to get behind the gate and hit him and kick. Oh, it's terrible images. The more you see, the angrier I was getting. Like that day, I was just like, I can't believe this happened. That's all I was thinking. I was like, this is some crazy. And then I was like, all the people showing. I'm like, look at these crazy people. They got that guy with the horns. Like they had some crazy looking people there. And at first I'm just like, this is a joke. Can you believe this? And then they was up there taking down the America. This is how crazy these people are. Like I voted for Biden, but I don't follow him like worship him like, see, he's some kind of God. I don't worship Biden like this. I'm just like, he's a public servant. He's he's going to be the president. I voted for him. But I'm going to tell you what, when he ain't president no more, I'm like, oh, he was the old president. Here's the new president. I don't worship him like, I don't have Biden flags flying off my car. that people do. After he's elected, you don't see me wearing my Biden hat everywhere like a MAGA. I don't worship any political figure. And I even loved Obama. But I never worshipped Obama like he's some kind of God. I don't even think I had one Obama sign. Like at least I did get a Biden Pence sign to put in my yard. Took it down after the election. Election was over. My election's over. Take it down. Here, I mean, they'll keep it all year long. They're Trump flags. Like they worship him like he's some kind of God. And they were taking down the American flag to put up the Trump flag. How crazy is that? You want to be a patriot. You're not. So you want to fly the Trump flag instead of the American flag. These are crazy people. Oh, Max went to school. All right, but what a movie. Hey, man, I think this is my first live movie fan. This is the first time he was on my channel live? What? I've seen Movie Fan a lot. In Australia, our testing is more advanced and we get results within 4 hours. That's why y'all are better at this. Did Trump get impeached? Oh, well, people were asking. As I named it, my live today, Trump's second impeachment. Impeachment just means the process. Impeachment doesn't mean when they're out, right? Like Bill Clinton was impeached, but they didn't vote him to get out because he lied about having a little sexual relations. And you remember all that, right? So he has the mark impeached, but he didn't get out. Trump was impeached last year for all that Ukraine calling and trying to, do the election stuff. But he didn't get out because the Senate was mostly Republican. And they were like, oh, he learned his lesson and this and that. If they would have just went through with it then, we wouldn't have to be going through all this. Makes me mad. Now all these people like McConnell, I still don't like McConnell, but it made me mad too last week. He was one of the only ones not only, but that did the right thing last week and was like, no, this is because they were trying to do all kind of dirty stuff to overturn it. and it was against the Constitution, our laws, democracy, everything. And they were trying to object to this and that. And that's what Trump wanted, Pence to go up there but he didn't have any power. All he does is like start the ceremony. Like it was just ceremonial. Everything else was that legally could be done. They tried and was overturned because it was all fake, that all their fraud claims. Like even Georgia, they were like, we got videos, and they showed all these videos, and then Georgia showed the original videos, and they were like, their videos are edited. Here's the whole. They was on like 60 Minutes. These are our raw files of videos, and then this is what they showed, and you can see how they edited to clip out parts that show that they weren't. It wasn't like fraudulent stuff going on. Like they showed the whole video. They're just trying to show all this edited fake stuff, and they were throwing it out of courts and all that. So they did everything legally that they could try to do to fight it. Of course, it was thrown out because it was a bunch of lies. And then last week was just ceremonial. It was just ceremonial. They supposed to count, but still, like they wanted Pence to try. And Pence is like, all I do is like start the proceedings. Just say, okay, here we go. Let's start the proceedings. And then it's the floor. And then they wanted him to try to overturn something. He's like, I can't. So when he like read the opening letter, they was all storming the Capitol. Have Mike Pence's head. They was putting nooses up, wanting to hang him. Crazy people. So anyway, yes, today they're starting the House is starting to vote on the second impeachment, and they're saying like they're going to have plenty enough votes. So many votes now. This is how it is telling you. Like usually Democrats, usually it's very, Democrats will vote one way, Republicans, they usually never, especially if a Republican president's in, they usually try to stand behind the president. Oh no, Democrats are coming out the woodworks. You remember Colin Powell, the general, one of the most respected Democrats, one of the most respected Republicans there were. He was the general, wasn't he a 5-star jet? Like, isn't he a 5-star? I think he's retired now, but one of the most respected Republicans you can think of. He came out and said, I no longer call myself a Republican. After these actions and all this stuff, I can no longer. And Liz Cheney. Remember Dick Cheney? What? I mean, these are people I don't like. This is Dick Cheney. I was like, that evil guy that made us go to war out in the Middle East. Like he was in pushing Bush to go. Like, everybody thought he's evil and all this. They look like saints now because here Dick Cheney, his daughter's coming talking against Trump, saying, they're like, what he did was a betrayal to the country. So even so many Republicans are still on like against Trump after what happened. They're coming out and saying what he did was a betrayal to the country. And these are Republicans that you would normally be like, these nasty, dirty. But even them, are even like, we can't stand for this. You're trying to overturn the government, our democratic process. That's how McConnell, who I hate. I call McConnell. I call him like a soul sucker. I do. Because he did some dirt. He's done dirty, dirty stuff. He's the one who pushed having that after Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. One of our so respected, loved Supreme Court judge, after she died, they pushed that girl through, and McConnell did it. And it was 8 days before the presidential election where everybody's saying wait, and he pushed it, just did some dirty, dirty stuff. Even he's coming out saying, I'm glad that they're doing this. And I think it's because they had they're showing these tapes. They're saying they missed these protesters. They got to safety within minutes. Some of these protesters had these zip ties to take them hostage. They could have been dead today, within minutes. And because of Trump. So, of course, they're coming out and saying, they tried to kill us. These protesters tried to kill us, and it's because you incited them. And then he's off Twitter. He's off because he kept on. He was calling he put out a video. Did y'all see that? He put out a video talking about special people. I love you. He's telling these people that are in there, pooping. They pooped on like Nancy Pelosi's desk. These are animals. Smeared the poop on the walls, like trying to kidnap the congressman, trying to hang Mike Pence. This is all stuff they did. They're showing. He's calling them special people in videos on Twitter, saying he loves them. So yeah, and he's still pushing them, inciting them, talking about, oh, there's still fraud. The claim, no, it ain't election fraud. You're just crazy, and you're getting your crazy people to try to uprise against the government. It's insanity. I've never seen never even heard of this stuff in my lifetime. Like even stories of my parents that they talk about the government or my grandparents, you ain't never heard of nothing like this. I'm exhausted. So now what? Trump's saying, he's being censored. Oh, they're censoring us. They're censoring us. They shut our Twitter. He's not censored. It's freedom of speech. You still have freedom of speech. You can call. You have in the White House. You have a press room at any moment. You want to call a press conference. You can do it at any moment. Be on every television station. Have all the news there at any moment. You can do this. You have the power in your hand to just call them, and you're going to be on every news station in the U.S. But you're a coward. You won't do it. You have freedom to speech. These private platforms, though, you go and incite these crazy people. They're private. You know, like, what do I say? I'm like, you have freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequence. You can go to jail if you go in a movie theater and yell fire. If you go in a movie theater and scream fire, and everybody's running out and stuff, they can send you to jail. You have freedom of speech to go do it, but not freedom of consequence, because you go and do that, they'll send you to jail. Oh, I'm exhausted. Oh, Tejas is here too. Tejas, yes. How was your test? I didn't scream. I did it myself. Doughboy's here, peanut butter. I know I'm far behind. Hi, movie fan. I told you about Govinda's nephew. He's a great beloved comedian here. He did the comedy and Trump got out, and it's hilarious. I got to see some Trump. James Karen Castmet. Doughboy's over there talking ridiculousness. There, Doughboy. Bird flu's in India. Y'all better take cover. Did you sneeze after the test? Oh, I felt like I was going to sneeze. Like I put up there and it was like, oh, it felt so much like it was going to sneeze. I feel like things are getting very serious. I still go shopping near the apartment. Call Columbus Circle when you get there. The military and cops, Andre, say, yeah. They're saying FBI sent out a warning to every single state. Every 50 states or whatever, because this is why they're shutting Twitter accounts down. But they shut the parlor down because they're all like inciting each other. They're like, this weekend, go armed, bring your guns, go to each capital of the state and go and take it over. Like they're using all this social stuff to recruit people and make plans. So that's why they're shutting this stuff down. That's why they're shutting it down. People are like, oh, it's against the freedom. No, they're shutting it down because this is where you're making your plans. They're shutting your accounts down. Some of the conservatives, some like Fox News people or something, I lost 30,000 followers because you want those kind of followers? If I lost a bunch of followers, I'd be like, I would feel bad. I'm like, these are the people that are following me, these crazy people trying to take over the government and trying to shoot up and kill. I'd be like, good, gone. Good, I'm glad I lost them. They crazy. Because, and the FBI came and gave warnings to every state this weekend it's supposed to start, and they're trying to stop it, and it's craziness. Chinese billionaire Jack Ma is missing. He's missing. I haven't been keeping up with any news from any other country because it's a full-time job lately just trying to keep up with everything here. Yes. Who's with me that lives here? Don't you just want to go back to normal corruption in the government? Now we have the corruption and the crazy. And yesterday, they have this one YouTube channel. I forget the name of it. It's very, I think it's owned by the Trump. I don't know, or they're behind it or something, because Trump went to the Alamo yesterday, which they're even saying, oh, that's symbolic. Because what happened at the Alamo, right? That was when, the Mexican Santa Ana and all that, and they fought with the people at the Alamo, and when we were fighting with Mexico, and they were like, oh, that's symbolic. He's going to there to like say, Mexico is bad, whatever, but to go look at his pretty wall. He went there to go look. And he did a little talk there, and they were showing it on this one YouTube channel, him speaking. And I looked. You should see the comments. We love you, Trump. They were like, Jesus for Trump. That's what I saw one comment, Jesus for Trump. I was like, Jesus for Trump. Trump, everything Jesus stands for, Trump is the opposite. I don't understand this, how people actually believe this. Brainwash. We're very divided. Most people in New York City hate Donald Trump, but people in Long Island and Staten Island love him. They protested in Manhattan and fights broke out. It's crazy. They're even saying these congressmen at airports, people are coming up to him and screaming and yelling, and they're showing video. Yesterday I was watching that Schumer. He's going to be the majority, right, in the Senate. Right now McConnell is, but now when it flips, we're going to have a Democratic majority, and he's the minority, Democratic minority. And he gave the talk yesterday out in the street. Oh, this lady came up. Did you see that, Andre? She came up screaming, like, these people are really, something is wrong. At least that's why I said the positive thing. I've seen, since this happened last week, I've seen so many people saying they're embarrassed to even call themselves a Republican. Oh, look, somebody gave me monies. I was going to say, who is that? Jordana's sign. I think Trump has some mental issue. I'm with you, Jordana. And I was going to say that at that thing, the YouTube channel where all these people, Jesus for Trump and all that, they were giving tons of money to this channel. I was like, they're just giving their money away here for that. Well, thank you for supporting my channel, Jordana. Thank you. I just saw it on my phone. I'm still way far behind on comments, but I'm with you. Trump has a mental issue. All his friends are coming out against him. They had Geraldo, who was like always his friend and talking good about him. He's on the news saying he's lost it mentally. He's lost it. All these people that were friends with Trump are now like coming out and like, yeah, that after Wednesday, all these, I'm like, who is running our country? All these people are resigning. Yesterday, who resigned yesterday? Oh, our Homeland, the guy in charge of our Homeland Security, he resigned yesterday because they see how crazy he is. He stopped the National Guard, other police forces to go help at the Capitol because he wanted this to happen. Oh my, it's just, and still, well, that's what I was going to say. At least a lot that I've seen on Facebook before that were votes. They were like, we're voting for Trump. And they thought I was crazy. They're like, he ain't that bad. They thought I was crazy because I would always condemn him. Y'all know how I am. I never liked Trump, always would talk because I could see with my own eyes. They were like, you just watch the fake news. I'm like, no, I watch what he really says. I watch his live conferences. I watch the straight video. I watch his Twitter. I see exactly what he says. And that's why I think he's crazy. And I don't know how y'all can watch him and not think that, because they watch these Fox News that was all, oh, they just being mean to Trump, and they believe that. Well, guess what? Fox News is against them now. Most of them, there's still a couple of crazy ones I can't even watch on there. That's the Hannitys and all those. But the basis of Fox News, oh, they're condemning it all. They came out that day, this is horrible, this is this. Even Fox News is against them. And that's why I said a lot of the friends that were like, thought I was crazy before, oh, you're crazy, man. I'm like, I am crazy. I'm a crazy man to react. That's the name. I am crazy. But this is, I can see if you can't see with your own eyes, oh, you just got, they called it the Trump dysfunctional or Trump derangement syndrome. That's what they called it. that you hate Trump so much it's making you go crazy. That's what the TDS, they had a little name. Oh, you got TDS. Your hate for Trump blinds you so much that everything he does, all you see is evil. And they're being quiet now. Oh, they ain't saying a peep. And I just went back, told you so. I mean, I ain't gonna be that mad, but I'm just like, now I want to be like, good. And some of them are saying I'm embarrassed to call myself a Republican. And some people, like, I would chat on some things and they would argue with me and be like, I agree. Now they agreeing with me. There's a few still crazy out there that really believe all these weird conspiracy things, the QAnons, the weird, the really deep stuff that they're into. And they some of them they're like, oh, Twitter cancel my account. And I'm like, that should tell you something. No, it's censorship. They just don't like conservative voices. I'm like, no, they don't like crazy voices. That's what. But I really feel like good. Like, at least this craziness is bringing out, people, making them aware that all the stuff that's going on, that it wasn't just us being crazy. It was like, we really thought this. Me? Like, some of them in shock. I can't believe that. For me, I'm like, this is what I've been telling y'all. This is what we thought was going to happen. This is what so many thought was going to happen and was trying to warn you about. I'm not shocked that it happened. What I'm really shocked about is, one, the people that still, support him and back him and all this after everything that happened. That's my biggest shock. And second, the conspiracy that went with it. Not the conspiracy, but like the sedition, they're saying, the people behind it, some of the police force that were behind it. They're showing some video with some congressmen that they were showing that opened the door for some of them, let them through. Like, they're showing some video with some shady stuff that, some of the protesters has plans for the Capitol. I'm shocked by that. I am. I didn't think there was that many people that would help this happen, overturn. They're saying one guy, the police officer that died, one of the people that's going to be charged for is a fireman. These are like the public servants killed another. Oh, it's horrible. Let me try to catch up. There's a lot of corruption. I'm sure that, like, every country has their own corruption. But when it gets to this level, did y'all see I posted on my Facebook? It was the Kim Jong-un from North Korea. And he's like, I'm no longer the craziest leader. And I'm like, that's true. Like, that's how it's looking like it. Trump's one of the crazy, like, on the level of Kim Jong-un crazy. It's all over YouTube. People broke pro-Trump people windows, beat up people in the street. It was mayhem. I really just missed the time when it was all I know. They create, and I've seen it. Now, like I'm going to say, from some of my Facebook stuff, like, there's a couple followers who still believe, like, behind Trump and all this, not condemning him, that months ago, like, he would comment on my stuff and it was just, I'd be like, he just had this hate for Democrats. And I was like, how can you live like that? Just hating somebody so much. Even though I hate everything Trump did, when he got COVID, I still didn't, like, wish death on him. I don't wish death on anybody, When he got sick and all, I was like, I saw it happen. This ain't a surprise. Like, here you are getting sick. But I still was like, I hope he recovers. Like, I still don't wish hate on anybody. But, like, they would comment just, Democrats should die and all this stuff. Like, the hate that he's instilled in some people is just awful. And it's sad. Like I said, like, when we got, like, there's a difference. Like, we can argue about policies and differ on something. But when you because if someone says I'm a Democrat and all they have to say is I'm a Democrat, that I hate you. But it started like that with his presidency. This is how it worked up to. Remember when he was first there? This is when I started, like, oh, y'all, I'm staying away from them. When Trump first started talking about Mexico and the borders and the bad people, like, he first started, like, the hate built up, right? It started with, like, Mexico and then, or Mexicans and the border. And then it got to, like, Muslims and the Islam. But it just worked its way like it was this, the group would grow bigger and bigger, just, and then it became like even Democrats. Like now it's just like, and now it's like anybody against him, you should hate. Like that's how it grows. It starts like little, and and then it just grows to bigger and bigger populations, and you just start hating more and more people, and that's what causes this. Ain't that what they say? It caused like the Nazi stuff, that they just hated the Jew. I don't even know, but that's what I'm saying. They right now they're like doing they're showing a lot of comparisons, which even led up to like the Nazis and the Holocaust and all that. And I'm like, we're kind of living that time. It hasn't gotten that bad because I still feel there's more good people and more people that see, common sense in the light, and still care enough for this country and all that, that it's enough good, or more of those people than the other ones. But sad. It's sad. China's suffering from food shortage, so government has made some rules. People will fine for overeating it. Really? Tejas. Is that because they got a lot, we had the trade wars and all here. I don't even know I can't even keep up with everything. I can't. Hi, Karen. Fabria, my family are safe from COVID, but my father and elderly brother are diabetic. My mother is going through something that even the doctors couldn't figure out. Her right hand. Oh, Fabria, I'm going to pray for them. I know I'm so far behind on comments, but Fabria, I'm praying for your family. Let me know. I hope they find out something about your mom too. That's kind of scary, with the right hands not functioning. And I hope they stay safe, and I hope they get the vaccine soon. Like my grandma last weekend was able to get her first shot of vaccine. So it's starting to get more and more people here. Hi, Ronnie. I hope USA do well, and soon all mess will be clear. Tejas, me too. Tejas, me too. I hate Trump. Ronnie said after what happened last week, he reminds me of another Hitler. Right, Ronnie? I just said that. She couldn't. Oh, wait. I lost that comment. What did Fabria say? Oh, I'm far behind. I'm going to try to. I'm far behind. Far behind. Oh, my goodness. Y'all like, she's way behind. She couldn't even lift things without wincing. She is feeling hot and cold at the same time. We are Fabria. Definitely let me know about your mom. Can't even lift things with that arm. I've never heard of those symptoms before either. I can't even guess at what something like that could be. But she's having pain. Oh, I hope they find out soon, Fabria. Let me know. Sounds bad, food shortage. I know. I hate moving cults. Trump is great president. Biden would have been worse. He wanted to leave borders open to China. See, and people now, that's why I said, if you can still support Trump after all this had happened, I can't even argue with you. I can't even get mad. Like Goma, whatever his name is, I can't even I'm like, now it's a joke. Like, if you could still support after all that happened, him trying to do an uprising to overturn the government, it's a joke. It's a joke. Wanted to leave borders open to China. The worst. That's what I'm saying. I can't even argue it. I'm just like, geez, at this point, if you can't see the truth, what's happening in the world, all I can say is I hope you get some kind of help, because that's some deep brainwashing right there. Like, there's nothing I can say to help you at this point. Nothing. I just hope either you see the light or get help, or I don't know, because you're wrong. And everybody see it. Like, even the people that supported him, voted for him and all that, the ones that still have a little bit of their sense left can see that just to support him now is this like kind of embarrassing. I don't mean to be mean, even. I don't want to even be mean to people like here, but it's kind of like embarrassing to like even say I would be embarrassed. Right? Like, all this stuff happened and then you're still supporting them, and people are like, even your fellow Republican, they're saying he's destroyed the Republican Party, which is sad because you don't want, a one-party system. I think we work well too. with Chew, but I would like to see more parties. I would like to see more, but to have like basically now the Democrats rule everything and there's no opposing kind of opinions, that's not even good. It's good to have different opinions. That's why I said different opinions and working together to come up with a good solution for everybody. It's what it should be. But now he's like destroyed it. Marshall Applegate, I think was the guy's name. It was Heaven's Gate cult. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's how far I'm behind on the comments. That's how far. Amanda for president. I don't want all that. That seems like a lot of work and pressure. I just watching this stuff, my anxiety is just like, oh, I can't I would if I was president, I wouldn't be able to sleep for 4 years. Just anxieties and worrying about the people and the country and all that stuff. It's a lot of like I would not want that pressure. Never. No movie fan. No. Arnold Schwarzenegger for president. He can't be president. Look, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you saw that video? He's done come out against Trump. Wasn't he a Trump supporter? Then he put out the video, Arnold Schwarzenegger did like yesterday or the day before saying because he's from Austria, right? He's from Austria and he's like, this reminds me of all the stuff, my father had to go with the Nazis. Like he's saying this was reminding me of like the Nazi uprisings and everything. Like he's putting out these videos, and I remember he was a Trump supporter, and now he's like, no, this guy's crazy. How you feeling? Glad you're doing. I am Doughboy. Donald Trump Jr. Oh no, he's even Goma. Why is Goma even? Joe Biden has all. Goma's just repeating all the crazy stuff. Goma. This stuff you're saying here, no, Goma, this is all the stuff all the crazy people repeat. Oh, Joe Biden's this, Joe Biden's that. Sleepy Joe. Oh, he's a pedophile. All this. This is just. I'm sad to say, like the fake propaganda that they try to put out to go against them. Something big is gonna. Oh, don't say that, movie fan. It's a great American. He will leave. No, he won't. He's just as crazy. He's just and they. I mean, you can tell when he's like a druggie. Like he sniffs the cocaine. Trump Jr. Oh, wait, is it Trump Jr. or Eric? No, I think it's Donald Jr. Had the girlfriend. So remember they did The Apprentice and everything, and one of the girls on there. He started became his girlfriend and she would hang out with him. Now, I forget her name. Oh, I wish I could remember her name. But she was famous before that. She went on The Apprentice and then dated him. And then now she speaks up tells all the secrets of the family. Talks about dating Donald Trump Jr. and his cocaine habit. And so like she's been saying like, even when she was a Biden, elect him because she saw how the Trump family was. How crazy they are. I wish I could remember her name. And I found out about her because I was tweeting. Even with the Biden election, I'm always my tweets, I'll be political, just saying what I think and everything. But she started like retweeting me. And I was like, who is this? And then that's what somebody told me. She's like, oh, that's the girl that was on The Apprentice that dated the Donald Jr. And now she like always tweeting the stuff like inside. She even said which made me sad. Because I was already like the youngest one, right? Barron. I was always like, poor Barron. Like, look at him. He's just a kid and has to live with this and have this crazy father and all this. I was like, somebody help Barron. Like I was always, but then she started tweeting. She was like, even he's a little, like one time they were on one of the planes and he didn't like what they served him. And he like threw his food at the steward lady, the lady who brought the food. She was telling all the secrets. And it's because she dated the Don Jr. or had an affair or something. I wish I could remember her name. Because then I want y'all to go look at her Twitter, because that's what I found. I was like, look at all this stuff she's saying. I bet you if I could remember it, I would have to go on myself just to see all the stuff she's saying about him now. Because she probably like me. Told y'all. I don't want to tell you I told you so, but who's been telling y'all so for this past year? Me? Who's been telling you stuff was going to happen? Me? That's what she probably on there saying. She probably on there saying, told y'all. I mean, that's mean to say I told you so, especially that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying this is why I want to say I told you so, because in the future, if some crazy guy tries to run for president again, talking all this stuff, and I come out and say, look how crazy this guy is, I want y'all to remember I was the one who been telling y'all about how crazy Trump was this time. Please just listen to me. That's why I want to say I told you so. Because in the future, if this happens again, something like this happens, please just don't just regard us. Say, please don't just be like, oh, you're crazy and this. No, please just try to listen and maybe, think about it and be like, well, she might be right. I love how the article's only 3 to 4 pages, double spaced, big margins. No one needs to read anything. It's so obvious. I don't know what Star was talking about. I might have missed that comment. Square head. Goma, don't joke about Alzheimer's. AOC mentioned in her IG live stream that she can't go into details because of the security, but she and others were very close to being assassinated. Oh, I know. Also, the panic buttons in the office were destroyed. I didn't know that. Really, Star? That's what I'm saying. This was some inside job stuff. And you knew it. You knew it. Like, they were even saying the news, like, no military was called, the National Guard. The mayor was begging for them, because the president and all them have to approve it, right? She was begging for them to send in the National Guard. Wouldn't do it. Then on this video, I sent in the National Guard right away. Anybody who was watching knew that was a lie. Like, he's still lying, and people are still believing it. We watched live. No National Guard went in right away. It wasn't until like that night. It wasn't until like 6 o'clock at night it finally got approved, because you wouldn't do it. And it wasn't even approved by Trump. It was approved by I think they were reporting Pence or some other people. Like, first they reported Pence, but then there like more information's coming that it was another head of security, something or whatever. But it wasn't Trump, and he still went on there and lied. I sent in the National Guard right away. No, lies. Still lying. Still lying. And people are still believing this. I'm not Joe Biden does have Alzheimer's, saying I like when little kids rub my legs. It's not normal. Propaganda. Obama was horrible, promised a lot of change, did nothing. Goma. Where's Goma from? Olive Stone already got a script. It's because presidents have power, but to actually pass laws and change things and everything, they also have to go through the channels of the House of Representatives, the Senate, even sometimes the Supreme Court. A president can't just come in and be like, all this has changed. They can't do that. So if they don't have the backing, half of when Obama, his term, or even more, I think, they had a Republican Senate. That's why Obama wanted to put in, a Supreme Court justice the year of the election, and the Senate blocked it for a year. Even that was his right to do it. The Senate blocked it, because a president can't just come in and do all the change. They got to get approvals. Like, it has to go through all the channels of our executive branches. And when one of them is rejecting it, can't be done. Sometimes I don't like politics. It tears people apart. It's true. What movie is that? Prepper. Fighter. Okay. Pakistan done a worse thing. Crowd and Pak broke a whole temple. The whole temple was ruined by crowd. India, Pak is an Islamic country. 4 to 5% Hindus. They are who they are. Tortured the army people. That's what I'm saying. You see a lot of this in other countries. Like U.S., we've watched news and stuff happen, uprisings in other countries, but you never thought it'd happen here. And now it is. Like, it could have been so much worse too. That's why I said AOC, they were minutes away from, and now things are being reported too. All those crazy, Republicans who didn't believe in masks, non-maskers. Now, when they went into hiding or whatever to shelter from the protests, a lot of them refused to put on masks. And now cases of COVID are coming up within the Congress. One lady who had beat cancer now has COVID because these people refuse to put on a mask. This is the damage. This is the damage this administration has caused. Not just politically. I mean, we've seen it this whole year with COVID. One of the worst countries that have ever responded to it. Because they denied it. Hoax. Even yesterday when it's always a hoax. Trump was talking, like I said, at the Alamo. This impeachment hoax. This impeachment hoax. Like, you didn't. It's just crazy. It's just, how is this real life right now? I don't know. Clinton is a horrible dude. He assaulted women. Trump, that's why I said, it's so funny, right? It's so funny when people want to, talk about like President Trump this, but then use like, oh, Clinton assaulted women or this or that, or Joe like this. But they don't want to realize like Trump was on TV, like caught on the mic saying he likes to assault women, grab them between the legs. They want to say, what do they want to like put out propaganda? Biden's pedophile. He sniffs because he sniffs girls and shows pictures that he's sniffing. Trump was best friends with the Epstein guy who went to jail with the whole pedophile ring. Like Trump, like they cheat on his wife. This Trump paid off porn stars. Like you don't even come with me with that nonsense to support Trump after all that he's done. After all he's done, best friends with the pedophile ringleader. On video or the mic talking about grabbing women between the legs. Paid off porn stars that his lawyer went to jail for and has come out. The lawyer now, like, oh, he's come out and said, even when your niece goes and says, like, she's been saying all year, Trump's crazy. Like, and you can still try to defend him. Come on now. Don't be that way. Don't even come up with that nonsense. At this point, when you do it, I'm saying this looks embarrassing because it's a joke. Probably about the Capitol attack, one of the political thriller films. It would be great to watch. Oh, I'm sure they're going to have movies about this. I'm sure. Can you imagine, though? That's what I was saying. Can you imagine, like, say, even 10 years from now, they make a movie about the Capitol attack? They're going to have, can you imagine being like the costume person and you got to do the costume for that crazy horn guy or make signs that are all misspelled with the misspellings in there? It's going to be, history's going to look back on this time and be, it's not going to be good for anybody who, like, I'm always saying it, history's not going to look kind on the people that supported him and Trump. Supported Trump and supported all this and continue. You're gonna look like the Nazi people that went along with, killings in Hollywood. That's like, I mean, it's not, they didn't kill people yet, but they would come close to it. They didn't do a genocide of it, but they sure did some evil things, Arthav, you read my comment about January 20th is coming in between. I wore clothes, went out and shopped, buy biscuits, and came. You did all that between my comment. All right, let me catch up on comments because I know I'm so far behind. Hi, Sibin. I also got a big scare in Australia, and one of the other states got the UK COVID and then kept having no cases, and enough people were getting tested here. Then they got that new strain. They got new strains, right? It would make for a great movie. Who would play who? Who would play who in it? Anyone looking forward to the new Denzel Washington movie, The Little Things? I never heard of that one. Gary Busey play around. Oh my God, that would be great. That would be great. Gary Busey playing around. Girl and Paul. Sorry. Hey, Mr. Curious. Did you see the mini TV Kate Blanchett on ERA? Your thoughts on it? I didn't see that, Karen. Kate Blanchett on ERA. I've never even heard of that. Sam Rockwell or Christian Bale would be good for Capitol Attack movie. How about Bruce Willis? How about him? Good shout out. Or he played Trump. They got to do, if somebody gonna play Trump, I mean, that Alec Baldwin plays the best Trump from the SNL. Like he has played. Remember they had Jim Carrey play Biden, who I was like, they're not gonna do any more. I heard. Because I was like, he's not very good. It reminded me of that what, The Living Color, the Fire Marshal Bill or whatever. That was like his Biden. Wasn't very good. But Alec Baldwin's Trump was on point. Like I can't even see anybody else playing Trump besides him. Liberals in India trying so hard to remove Modi, but Modi comes with a new diplomatic weapon, and liberals and also trying to fake Hindu gods means Hindu gods never existed. It's a myth. See, all over the world, they got their own stuff happening, right? Like it's always something political and corruptions all over the world. But are they trying to? They're not storming capitals, are they? Like this is on enough. Like before, we were like, okay, corruption level, crazy guy right here. Now it's like on another level. It's on a you trying to overturn the government at this point. The Baldwin fell. Yes, that's what I said. Prepper, you can't have anybody else but Baldwin play Trump. He's the best, and he's had years of practice. Lion the Judah. We're in the end times. Give your life to Jesus and Jesus for Trump. Are they going to say Jesus for Trump like I saw on the other thing? The film would be spoof, comedy coup. Man, a bit off topic. I don't know if you saw my comment in the car reaction. I'm going, oh, you are? Do you want me? Oh, when is it? Look, I'll go. Where is the Ohana reaction? I'll go back and look at it, movie fan. Do you think liberals here chant? Do you know liberals here chant in many places here in India will be in pieces, and we want separate part of India? Oh, like they want to do like a Brexit, like break off for half and half, kind of like a UK. Not sure who Sam Rockwell is. I'm from Scotland. I can't pick. Like I've heard the name Sam Rockwell, but I can't picture in my mind like his face. But Fire was a heretic song. My boy, I still did a reaction. It was a little late for my boyfriend Rick's birthday this week. But that's what even makes me, my boyfriend's birthday was overshadowed by all this craziness. I'm trying to catch up on that. There are 4 words you don't want to hear when you're in jail and your cellmate says this. Since she's talking about jail. What are the 4 words? He won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, 3 billboards. Oh, I saw that Ebbing, Missouri, the billboards outside, but I still can't place the face. When this lady sees my comments, I'm getting banned. Goma said, me? I don't usually ban people. Like, y'all know, this is a free speech place, unless, you get just so super mean and calling people names and stuff. But just because I agree with you and think you're still a little brainwashed with the Trump stuff, Goma, you're not being like disrespectful, so I'm not going to ban you. I Google later. There are a lot of things I don't want to hear when you're in jail, but I saw a video in prison in 2020 be like, Sam Rockwell has also played George W. Bush. Oh, and Vice, the movie Vice. Oh, that's the one about Cheney, right? Vicky Godzer. Lion. We got a crazy, look. See, this is what I would ban. Talking about somebody else's religion, demon or whatever. That's what I said. That's uncalled for. That's what I said. You can have your opinions, but if you start being like disrespectful for other people's, that's why I was like, I don't want to have none of part of that. That's what I don't want to have no part of. There's no sides in the cell. Both sleep on the bunk beds. Top, always top. Who is your favorite actor? Prepper. Just notification, the girl. Oh yeah, I did that earlier. The girl on the train. I didn't know what that was about. It looks interesting. This girl has this thing on her head. I want normal. Pub on Friday night. I want normal too. I demand Leonardo DiCaprio. Also, I'm from UK. So happy here. Evil tango face idiot is going in the process getting kicked out earlier. That's the last thing you want to hear in prison. I'm just saying, the bunk, to stay on the top bunk. Captain of India cricket team. Wife Bollywood superstar, blessed with a baby. Oh, why didn't this lion person get removed from my stuff? Maybe I have to put, oh wait, that's what I think I have to put. because they just talking like, that's why I said disrespect. You can come in here and talk even about your religion and Jesus for Trump. I don't care. You come in and say Jesus Trump, but don't be disrespecting other people's. That's what I don't like. You can have your different opinion, but when you go and that's how hate happens, right? When you think like, someone else's religion, what they are, that's how hate starts. Never really been a fan of DiCaprio. I would say mine is Denzel or De Niro. De Niro's great. God loves the world. Relax, Amanda, relax. What was I doing? Was I getting heated up? You know how when I start talking about politics, how I get heated up. His favorite movie. Snap 2 best film. Andrew, you are a liberal and I'm a right winger. Let's must fight. I wouldn't even say y'all think I'm liberal? I feel like I'm even more, I lean towards the liberal side, but there's still so many issues on the right side that I agree with. Like, you don't even know. You'll be surprised at some of the issues that come from the conservative side that I'm with. So that's why I kind of like to say I'm in the middle, or independent, registered independent, because I don't even agree with a lot of the extreme left stuff, but I do lean towards more, I would say, the liberal side. I'm for all decency and human and social justice stuff. I'm for that. I'm just for, I think I'm just for like people having the same chances that everybody else. And I think a lot of the Republican policies help more of businesses and rich people than the everyday people. So that's why I kind of lean this way. But there's still a lot of conservative policies I agree with and I'm for. So that's why I'm saying I wouldn't say I'm like totally liberal. Not. Favorite film, Cross the Iron. James Corbin. They talking movies like Brazil. Oh wait, Kisses from Brazil. Hi, Clara. We have president on the same level as Trump, unfortunately. President fails but falls if God wants. If Trump falls. Oh wait, so in Brazil, if Trump falls, your guy, is that his name? I can't say that. Is that the Brazil guy? I don't know much about it. So I said, it's like a full-time job just keeping up with our politics. For me to know much about the others, I don't know much. I don't even know the Brazil president's name. But I remember reading, don't y'all have like a big COVID? The world got the COVID problems, right? Every country is dealing with COVID, but there's just some that deny it, a hoax and act like it's not a big deal, that are just doing worse with it. And I remember, I think I read Brazil was that one of them? I guess I should be talking more about Trump, but to be honest, I just feel depressed. It's depressed. It is. Calm down, Amanda. Take a deep breath. You're speaking and I'm tired. Oh my. Y'all know how I get so worked up. What did I say? Who's rude? Who is rude? Max. Trump is scary. Reminds me of Hitler. And I said it. Connie Nelson. I must have really been worked up at that point, huh? Was I really worked? I saw a couple calm downs. I must have been really worked up. Y'all know how it worked me up, though. Oh, I'm far behind. How can I just go through these really quick? I want to catch up. I did so many. Where am I? I don't even know. Oh, wait, there's relax. China's talking about, I wonder the hatred and rite of passage America is concerned. For Brie, I will oh, yes. Always in my thoughts for Brie and his family. China spent $10,000 U.S. media to defame Trump. It was American intelligence working on the case last year. I don't believe anything that intelligence has been doing these past 4 years. Because you can see now just how, I've watched it. If Trump didn't like something with the whole Ukraine and Russian investigations and all that, he didn't like what they were showing from it, fired him and got his own guys in there. This is going to be, what's really going to be interesting in this next year is when we have a new administration in there and they start investigating everything that's happened in the White House. I bet we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff that's brought to light that was just corruption beyond the normal corruption, That's what I'm saying. Even the Homeland Security people and all that, he put his own guys in there right after the election. He fired the one national security guy who was in there and put his own guy in there. And they think, that's what I'm saying, like it's going to be coming to light, some stuff that they think probably so he can plan all this to overturn, and have his own guys in there in charge of it so they couldn't stop him. Let me go. Thanks, man. Prayers, I'm sure. Yes, probably. All right. Trump, a lot of Trump. Easy can convict when you bound their hands and gag their voice. Easy to convict someone when you bound their hands and gag their voice. I don't know what Steve was talking about there. Trump's on meth. Amanda, I would be president. You be president, you will send your videos, the world problems, you react on it. It's true. I could do that, huh, Vicky? Then solve them, come live Wednesday and inform some important things. I could do that, Vicky. President Amanda's reaction on what happened in this country. Send her videos so I'm not depressed. I can't believe they are still dumb enough to give their names and addresses while. Oh yeah. Oh, I know, Rahul. It's. I can believe it. How stupid it can get, because these people really thought that Trump was going to be there. That this was their moment. The world was, and they wanted to be remembered. I was here when we overturned this. The government, and Trump's now president dictator for life, and they really thought it was going to happen, and Trump was going to lead the charge. People were asking, where's Trump? He was up in the White House watching TV, tweeting after he told him he was going to be there, but they really thought he was. And Rudy Giuliani coming on, Trump like combat by trial, like he was calling for it. All of them is going to get it. All of them's going to get it. I just remember a girl saying something. I brought back a lot of bad memories. Don't do that. Surprised there's no double flag, a star hanging on the wall. Everybody loves saying, I told you so. Don't pretend like you don't. That's what I said. I told you so. We got Boris Johnson. Crazy. We got Boris Johnson. Trump loves Trump. But even Boris Johnson, and then even after this happened, all the world leaders, right? Boris Johnson, they were even like, oh, they're friends, Boris Johnson and Trump. But he came out and even was condemning it. Of course, my guy up north Justin Trudeau, who I love Justin Trudeau, he came out like they showed all the world, like bunch of, right? I saw PM Modi, like tweeting about, condemning it. All the world leaders, like all the ones around the world are. I don't know what Kim Jong-un's and all them said, or Russia. Those are Trump's idols right there. I think even Russia might have said something. I don't remember. But of course, they're all even ones that, because he kind of liked Boris Johnson, right? He came out condemning him. But if they're destroyed, don't they go off anyway? I knew there was I knew you were broken the moment I saw you. I don't know what you're saying there, Mr. Curious. You're quoting something. Fox News Channel is it's also part of conspiracy. I mean, they're responsible a lot for. That was like another thing. Because, right, that was like their big thing. One of the Trump lawyers, Sandy Powell or whatever, Sidney Powell or something, Sydney something. She was the Dominion machines. They flip votes. And then Fox News was saying something about it. They were behind the conspiracy with the Dominion machines. But now Dominion came out and sued her for like $1.3 billion. Then all the news stations, Fox News, Newsmax, all of them started retracting stuff. Oh, no, that was just a claim. We're not saying they're trying to like turn things around now, retracting stuff because they're afraid. All their lies it's all coming to a head. Anybody that was behind him or supported him at least a bit are like jumping ship and retracting things. Oh, I agree. Fox News too. Fox News came out and retracted the statements about the fraud and all that because they knew lies and sometimes, even shutting down things. But when money talks and you start getting sued, that's when they started saying, oh, no, we didn't mean it. No, it was a retraction. It was just a claim that they said. We don't support the fraud claims. We don't. Like they're saying that now. You think they could put a guard on ground 10 minutes? You would call them, assemble them at the rally point before you send them in. Takes hours at least. You think? But Steve, they already had the guard in. they already deployed the guard because the mayor can deploy it, but for them to actually like go in, they already had them deployed. They were just waiting for the approval from the office, and nobody was giving it. They could have sent them in. They were already there. That's why I said the mayor, like she deploy, like you deploy them, but before they go into action, you have to get like the approval, and they wouldn't approve it. And how long is it approved? You can't tell me. Takes at least hours. This happened at like what, noon, and it takes 6 hours? No, they have the transcripts. They like all this is coming out. I read it yesterday of like all these. They couldn't get approval for president this, and they were calling all over, and they were begging. Oh, it's been. And then they say even beforehand, the FBI told the Capitol Police, "Do you need backup? Do you need this? Like, do you need?" And the Capitol Police were, "Oh no, we don't need anything." Like the day before, they're like, "Well, a lot of stuff," because they knew, FBI and them knew, they saw all the talks of what was going on, and they offered help. That's why all those heads like resign, because they think they're part of it, right? They're saying they resigned because they thought Trump didn't want it, and they rejected all the help. They didn't want. Terrorists around the world be saying, wow, that was easy. That was one thing they said, like when the Al Qaeda did the planes, they're like, oh, who knew we could just walk in the Capitol and do all that? I mean, if you dressed like a Trump supporter, maybe it was easy. That's the thing. When it's an inside job, I guess it is easy. Everybody loves taking the opportunity to do something else. See, where am I at? Max said, I don't like Biden. Yeah, that's true. You're still drinking coffee. It's 10. I drink coffee. Yeah, I drink coffee a long time. Probably till around 2 my time. I should cut back, but I start drinking some decaf when it's later. I just like the taste and the warmth. Ever gonna be a movie based on? Oh yeah, there will. Pabria, ma'am, I watched Wonder Woman. Oh, what did you think, Pabria? Oh, I want to know what Pabria thought of Wonder Woman. Have you seen Soul? No. Am I still really far? I'm trying to catch up, y'all. I'm trying. There's no freedom of why hell is there no feed of the impeachment? Where is their chat room? And why is the right side broadcasting not there? I don't know. I mean, I see for the news stations here, I had it on, and usually, I guess, I don't know if it's on YouTube or whatever, if you're outside the country, but here, and we have like C-SPAN, which gives like live feeds, so they're showing it here, I guess just not on YouTube. Is that what you're looking for? I don't know where it would be on YouTube, the feed of it. The trailer for Little Things. I will, Rahul. Whether that's true or not, I'm sure it still hurts. I bet it drove a guy into further madness. Just mad because the truth will hurt. Biden is better. There was a protest in front of the arch. Oh, I saw Max, because that's for the Hawley, right? This last weekend they had, because there's still some governors that totally supported this overturning, or not even governors, like just representatives. And my state had one. It was like one of the biggest ones that was for this, like a Trump. And he's still, like, even after the Capitol riots and stuff, he was still trying to overturn stuff. And he's from Missouri, and they were having like big marches and everything last weekend to try to get rid of him, because they're saying he's just as bad, for going along with all the fraud claims. Judy for Trump. Biden is a proverbial brain in the jar. He can sit in his basement and get more votes than Obama. I mean, it's sad though, like my first choice was never Biden. I've told y'all that my first choice was ever Biden. But when it's time to vote, and then the other choice was Trump, there was no question. All right, so it's an old guy looks like whatever, he's old. Yeah, we know that. He's only a couple years older than Trump, like 2. All these people there, that was like a 60-minute thing this weekend. They interviewed Pelosi. She's like 80. And that was one thing like the newscaster like brought up. She's like, why are all these people like super old? Why aren't we getting young people like, Speaker of the House, like train? She said like prepping the younger people. She's like, your number 2 is like 80. You're 80. You're this. They're all old. We need young blood in there. But all these old people just want to keep it and they're it's like they pass it on to their buddies, I guess. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm saying this, there's corruption, but Trump ain't the answer. The answer to corruption isn't by crazy overthrowing. And he was even more like, they want to say, he was in there a dream, that he made it worse. His corruption, that they have, lawsuits and all coming out of the corruption he even did while in office. With his properties. He's not supposed to use the office to like make money, and they have the immunal clause is one of them that they were looking into all this stuff with him and his family and his business, and using the presidency to help his business, and he don't pay taxes, but because when he went in, he lowered all the taxes for these big businesses so they don't have to pay. Like, it's not like he was the answer when he went in there and gave more breaks to the rich and corrupt than anything. That ain't the answer. Bye, movie fan. It's probably right. Lucky I have a better person to vote for in Canada. I love Justin Trudeau. Did I tell you this? If the Canada people, he's good looking. They always said Justin Trudeau's a good looking one. We never have that. Obama was. I would say Obama wouldn't say ugly, whatever, but like good-looking presidents. He's a good-looking one. He's at least nice to look at over there in Canada. Maxine, I don't know many about the other parties there. I'm telling you, I don't know much about other parties. The politics, it's enough trying to keep up with this one. Not Brexit, dangerous like hell level, Vicky. Oh, it's not like the Brexit. Hindu gods are not fake proof. It's over India, whether Holy River, Ganja, Lord, still alive, heavy floating stones. Look, Tejas, if we got rid of that crazy person trying to bring down the religions. That's just hate speech, I think. Answer this, please. Why did it snow? Why did it snow there? In St. Louis? It didn't snow here. I don't know why they wanted me to answer that. I'm trying to keep, oh my goodness. I'm so far behind on these comments. Oh, here we go. Not too bad though, huh? All right. And I'm trying to, real quick, try to get through them. First word, I'm always on top of the jail. Sorry, I missed it. Are you pro or anti-Trump? Did y'all answer her for this? Pre-yak? Did y'all answer pre-yak for me? Y'all should have been right there. Y'all all know how I feel, always have about Trump. Always been anti-Trump. Yes, God, I bless you. Even Google said Lord Herman's still alive. See, just don't let that crazy person get to you trying to bring you down like that. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it, T. That's just hate speech. They come in here. Be honest, that prison. Why, Mr. Kerry is right. He is hooked on about prison today. You just trying to imagine Trump there? Is that what it is? You God bless you, vote. No, you're not. God bless you, vote for Trump. Yeah, I don't know what there's, and it makes you kind of paranoid. Share a room with someone. I know. What are you reading? True. I told about Govinda's nephew and that beloved comedian. He did some Trump and the get-ups. If you want to react, I'll send. Don't put it in my group, Vicky. I need to I'll forget. Y'all forget I have my group that I know Vicky's. Thanks so much for sharing stuff. That's the one he even did Ritik Roshan on his birthday reaction because Vicky suggested that one. She gives me some good ones. Please don't react to any of the videos. And if you react, I don't know those, so I don't think I'll react. Hitler, Berlin, Trump, Washington, 2021. Prepper knows. Told you about a woman who looks like, Vicky, you got to take a picture. I want to see the picture of the girl who looks like me. Except for most people really care. I'm just venting. I'm watching you look like yesterday sitting outside. Vicky, you got to get a picture of this, Vicky. You got to get a picture of this. Social media is responsible for all the brainwashing going on around the world and the leaders. I think so. And Karen, I'm even more part of it. I mean, this is part of my job, being on social media and everything, but I definitely believe it feeds into this. And even the internet, because look at all people post, oh, look at this article. And I mean, I have a site, right? I can put all my thoughts in the site. I can make up stuff and publish things on a site. And then people read it and they'll think it's news just because it's on the internet and believe it. So I definitely think the internet, social media has definitely been a huge part in creating these monsters, been a huge part. Huge, huge. That's just very huge. Biggest defense budget in the world. Unarmed citizens are able to just walk in and no questions asked. Immediate call for impeachment next day. As if they just had it on hand and ready to deploy. I mean, look, like I said, look at, they want to say, how can you do impeachment, 10 days before the president changes and run it through so fast? It just shows you how they can run it through fast. Look how they did the Supreme Court nominee. Usually it's months they'll interview people, do background checks, but that last Supreme Court nominee, it was 8 days they threw that in. So it just shows you how they can get stuff done if they want to. That's what I think. It shows you how they can get stuff done if they want to. And how long does it? I mean, all they have to really do is write up documents and then put it through and have people come in and vote. Is that so hard to do? It just shows you how they did it. Like when they say, oh, they're trying to do budgets this or give aid for this, and it's taking a while. It's because they're making it take a while. They can get this stuff done. They can. They can. They're showing it with other stuff. When they really want something done, they get it done. But the other stuff, oh, it's hard. That's excuses. That just means they're saying, oh, we don't want that done. That we'll just take our time. I think they can get stuff done if they want to. Pretty sure nobody chat watches that. Donald Trump reminds me of Danzo. I don't even know who Danzo is. Please write the funny scene. I sent you an I'll look for it, Vicky. Danzo. Oh, look, now it's going to tell it's a character. Security. The villains are. Oh, I lost my spot. It always does that to me. But I feel like I'm catching up. Yeah. Whatever happens in the US or UK, liberals just copy and paste it in India, but they don't know. And you saw, right? I saw India was given, they had one guy at that Capitol with the Indian flag, and he was bringing a lot of attention to the news, right? I saw that. And people were like, he doesn't represent India. Like they were upset that they had a guy there with the Indian flag. Sangha. I'm from Martyrdus now, living in India. Bless you. Hi, Saga. Have you been to the arch? Oh, yeah. I've been on top of, I went up in the arch a couple times. Have you, Max? Because Max right next door in Illinois. You never say, are you Chicago? That's what I'm guessing when people say that in from Illinois. Am I almost caught up? That's amazing. That's a miracle right there. Like Danzo, corruption almost destroyed the entire. Danzo would say, from protecting the Leaf Village, he was protecting his home, expensive of this tiger. And that's not to protect someone. Day after tomorrow is, so I don't know what that festival is. Festival of Kites. It comes January 14th, but don't know for 2 years. It's January 15th. Oh, y'all fly kites? I love to fly a kite. It's not windy enough here. Is that what you're saying? Oh, wait, Mr. Cares. Is that what you're saying that Trump is doing, Amanda? What did I say that he's doing? I don't even remember. Like, I've been just trying to catch up with the comments. If Santa would be in India and with Christmas, he would be sweating and drinking cold drinks because it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's cold here. It's cold. Don't trust someone who likes his steak well done and eats it with ketchup. I guess who this person is. You guessed it is Trump. I guess that's a warning, Raul. To eat your steak with ketchup is pretty bad offense. BBC is banned in India by PMO because it's against it. I didn't know that. We get the BBC here. People call it fake news. I think I posted something about an article with the BBC or something about fake news. They're like, fake news. That's the BBC, fake news. What Kamala said on this. What did she say? I'm missing comments. I know. Or I just skipped through them too fast. What I'm asking is Trump gaining his own happiness at the expense of others? Like what Danzo was doing. Oh, I mean, I believe he don't really care about the like. I mean, that's what even when his niece Mary Trump, that's like a psychologist and has wrote a book on him and talks about him, has even said like he has like that narcissistic ego that never, people were dying. He don't care about all that. He don't care about the people dying, the COVID and all. He just cares about himself and everything he does. And it's sad. Like, and I was saying this forever. I was like, Trump wants to win no matter what, even if the country has to burn for it, Tomorrow, I don't know. Oh wait, let me say it right. Makar Sankrant. Did I say that right? Makar Sankrant. And that means it's a kite festival. That's all I know. And y'all fly kites. What is it? Is it like with some god? Is it a certain god? Because usually the festivals or no, you have different ones. End of comments. I know I am. I finally made it. I know I skipped a lot though. I was reading the comments fast, but I feel better that I'm finally caught up with the comments. Trump Jr. looks like a baby shark. I'm telling you, they have this cartoon. It's called Cartoon President, and it's like this little. It's on Showtime or something here in the U.S. And they do like cartoons of Trump and everything. And they like Trump Jr. and Eric, his other son. They look like you remember Beavis and Butthead? That's totally what they make them look like. Beavis is the Trump Jr., Donald Jr., and then Butthead, the Eric Jr. And I'm telling you, I think they do it perfectly. I'm like, they are like a Beavis and Butthead. They are. Never mind, you would never do that to your own family. No, it's not a kite festival, but we flew kites. No. So yes, let's get back. Today, I was going to talk politics today. Y'all know, like after this week, you knew, and you know how I am with my passion for it. Like y'all even like calm down. I mean, I know I get worked up because it's something. I mean, this is the country my kids have to grow up in. That's the scary part, And some people were like coming on they commented on my stuff when I said, I don't remember what I said. I have all my political posts, but somebody I know commented and it's like, I just hope our worlds, we can actually come together again and not hate each other and work together and agree. And this is what our children are seeing. I mean, it's sad that, our kids are seeing this. It was, my kids knew it was all over the TikToks and all the stuff they watched and all the stuff they watched. They knew, And I know people were like, oh, China and TikTok. But it was also the other way. There's so much like pro-Trump stuff on the TikTok. I was surprised to see. It's both ways on there. But, it's sad that this is what our kids have to see. And I said, you know what? The way you feel now, like they're finally realizing it. But the way you feel now is how I felt 4 years ago when I saw someone coming in, the president that was hating this group of people, hating, Mexico building walls, hating, the Islams and the other countries and talking bad about them. And that, like, I saw this 4 years ago and or even, he was on video making fun of handicapped people. They show that. And I was like, what you're feeling now is how I felt 4 years ago when I saw this coming. When I saw a president up there that would promote hate. That was a country I knew my kids. I didn't want to, the country to lead the world, to our country to represent, him representing this country as someone who was representing like hate for other people. The way you're feeling now is what I felt 4 years ago, and I was sad the day he was elected 4 years ago. And I remember my son coming up to me, and he was like, Mom. I'm not scared. That's what he told me. I remember 4 years ago, the night he was elected, and everybody's just like, my stomach sank. I was depressed that night. And my son was trying to make me feel better. He's like, I'm not scared. I think we'll be all right. And I was like, I'm sure we'll be all right. Like, especially you. I'm like, you're white, you're a male, you're straight male. Like, he's not coming against like white straight men right now. And I'm like, but just think if you weren't. And those were. Then he started, deporting all these people and the dreamers, even people that were born here, right? Remember the dream that he tried to deport even the Mexican people that were born here and trying to send them back, which they never like grew up. It was like all this stuff. Like it just showed the hate, that he had. And it's just grown over the 4 years. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse. Vicky said I skipped so many comments. I know, I was so behind. But also I don't get them all, Vicky. Like sometimes people say they comment. I don't know if it like, but I was far behind. I was trying to just skip through really fast, Vicky. Don't get upset. I know Vicky gets upset if I don't read all in the comments. I try, Vicky. Is there something I really skipped that you wanted me to see? Repeat it, please. It's not new. Leaders in power hate BBC for a reason, It doesn't show what they like. That's why I said I don't keep up with the BBC to know enough about it, so I don't know. India said I'm so cute. Smile. Thank you. I always will push for a cute or a beautiful comment. I can't get enough of those. And I will always read them. Vicky said I skip all the comments except when I want the cute and beautiful comments. That's what Vicky says. You skip all the comments except the ones where so if you just start every comment, Vicky, with Amanda, you're cute or you're beautiful, and then say what you want to say, I will make sure to read it. Okay, Amanda, gotta go. Love you, Rome. From Fiji. Danzo ordered a character to slaughter his own family in cold blood in order to protect the village. You would never do that. No, I don't like this Danzo, Mr. Acarius. I don't like him, especially if the order came from Trump. Oh my God, you skipped. Oh no. I'm loving this live chat. You're honest, Amanda. Thank you, Prepper. And I even did my statement. I don't know, after the Capitol stuff happened, I did a statement. And someone even was like, you're so informed. I'm like, this is something I'm passionate about. Y'all know. This last year is something I'm passionate about. I keep up with everything. Not even people like the news. I'll have the news on, but I keep up with all the Twitter pages and news stories and live feed stuff. That's why I said most of the stuff where I, came up with my own opinions is because I watch live feed stuff. I don't watch, if a news story comes up, I go and find the original where they took the story from. Because I know, I see it on both sides. I watch Fox News and I watch the MSNBC and the CNNs. So I watch both sides because I want to make my own opinion about things. So I watch both sides of the news and I see how both sides of the news, more liberal, more conservative, how they do, change the truth to fit their own agendas a lot of times. So that's why for me, I go and watch the stuff and watch it for myself and make my own opinions too. That's how I come up with my conclusions, because I don't just take the word of one of the news stations. I'll go and look for the original source where they got there. And you can find it, like people on here, you can find a video or transcripts or something of anything, even court documents. Like people were saying the fraud cases. I'm like, have you read the court documents? No, you read a news story with the voter fraud. You read a news story that said they're not even looking at the info. They're just throwing it out. Not true. You can look up court documents and read it. And they were asking Trump lawyers with this voter stuff. They were asking the lawyers, do you think fraud occurred? And they're in court. Their reputation's on the line. A judge is asking them. And they have the documents. I read them. They were like, no. They told him no. I've read. So that's what I'm saying. These are it's false claims that he tried to do. I mean, even edited videos, which he didn't even present in court. Because, you can get contempt of court for lying under oath and all that stuff. But it wasn't news stories I came to these conclusions. It was going and looking at the original sources. And people don't do that. Maybe because, I have my degree and I have a master's in biochemistry. That was like a big part of our job, is to research sources. Like even with the COVID stuff, I didn't just read the news articles. Like I went to the peer journals and scientific journals and, wanted to read, the actual facts where these news stories are getting their stuff from. So that was like part of my job then. So maybe that's why it's inbred in me to do that. Because and even the side of news I agree on, I see how they change things. I do. That's why I don't trust. And that's where the whole fake news comes from, right? Like, because they'll change it to make it, they take something and make it more towards their agenda, or take or Fox News. How many times have I watched Trump talk? Then I watch a Fox News story on it, and they'll take little clips. They'll take little clips of him. This is what he said. But then they go on to tell you, that this is what he said, but this is what you should think. I'm like, no, show the whole thing and let us decide how we're going to think. But that's how we got away with this for so long and his craziness, because of these news stations, and they supported him. And like I said, the social medias gave him an outlet to spread it. The internet, and I even think, like, I'm with it. I'm like, these, I think that's why Twitter's banning them and Facebook and all that, because they know the administration's about to change, and they know they're partly responsible for all this. They are partly responsible. They are. And I think they're realizing that and then all the stuff that happened, that they have a part in that. They gave these people an outlet to, spread all these fake news, like fake stuff and conspiracy theories. They gave them an outlet. If you skipped any of your comments, I don't blame you. Not all over. My comments are important. I'm sorry if I skipped comments. I just had so many. I was trying to catch up. I was talking about stuff that happened all half an hour ago. Yano, a big politician of country, maybe of Hungary or Algeria, said that Quran, the book of Islam, is the book of the root of terror in the world. He said it in the parliament. He is the first politician in the world to say this in the parliament. Yano, what's the big thing is he follows a Hindu YouTuber of India who exposes every lie of Islam. The YouTuber said it was fun manner. Maybe more politicians followed me, but the next day on Twitter, that politician said and confirmed that, yeah, I follow you and see your videos. BBC is extremely jealous of India and the British-based media and always shows negative and lie. That's what I'm saying. These outlets, that I'm with you, like Vicky, they need to be responsible. All the YouTubers, even when COVID was going on here, they were having all these crazy people on videos and they were sharing it. No, look at this person said COVID is a hoax, and they were believing it. I'm like, just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's 100% truth. I can be on YouTube right now and tell y'all whatever. Don't mean that it's the truth. Even stuff I say now, I wouldn't say 100% believe me. I would say what I'm telling you now, go look up for yourself and you come with your own conclusions. But all I'm saying is right now, I'm telling you what I have seen, what I have experienced, what I have read, and my opinions on it. But don't take me for 100% truth. I want you to go right now. Like, if you're really that interested, you need to go and look it up for yourself and come up with your own opinion. You got to just stop just believing just everything they say in an article or everything a YouTuber says or everything that's tweeted on. Those are opinions and people's opinions. Find the source and come up with your own. Do the research, because this is a huge problem why so much is wrong with the world right now. It is. Hi, Mayank. If you watch both sides of the news, then I bet you understand both sides of the spectrum, meaning pros and cons about the world in general, as well as politics. Oh, and I'm telling you, Mr. Curious, like, you watch both sides, and there's even things like in Fox News that I learned that they didn't show in the others. And that's why I said I can believe, like, for me, I feel like I'm lean towards liberal, but I feel like I'm more in the middle of anything, because there's stuff on the right that I believe and I agree with and stuff on the left. So I feel like I'm more, it's too late. Go with me. I know. I've been on for almost 2 hours. I feel like, but y'all know how I can rant on. But I'm gonna end it. Like, I'm gonna start. Like T just said, go. I'm a fate. Amanda, your talks win. All right. I know I gotta end it. I'm just passionate about this. You know how passionate I am about this, and can go on and on. Saw the scene for Donald Trump. Oh, your daughter and Donald Trump were ninjas. I forgot your daughter's name. How many incidents do you have to kill? Bella's my daughter's name. Is that what you were asking, Trump? Was all things to your mother. Govinda's struggling, but not financially. He's rich. I forgot your daughter's name. You made her do it. Then she stabs in the hand with a sword, lightning. The YouTuber who says about Islam has a proof, and he is. Please read the Quran. Do your research. If you don't believe me, he's always ready. Look, if there's anything that can come out, because we're going to end this chat, if anything that can come out this chat right now is that you should do your own research on stuff. Don't just believe anything I say, anything, because that's why we're in the trouble. People are just believing all these weird conspiracies and sites and anything anybody says these days. Anything. I want y'all, that's I think 2 hours later, this live, that should be the moral of the story. On anything is do your own research. 2 hours did fly by though, didn't it? But I do have a lot of stuff to do. And I'll be back next week. Look, next week, it'll be the inauguration, a week from today. Should we just not even talk about politics next week? We'll just pretend like it's not even just like, oh, it's the inauguration. Who knows what's going to happen from next week from this week to next? Like from last week, who knows what all the world is going to go crazy this week from last? So who knows what we'll be talking about next week? But I want y'all to just stay safe, be kind to each other. Like that's what we need. Kindness. Stay safe. Keep your family safe. I want to, if Pabri is still here, I'm going to pray for your mom. You know I love you guys. I care about you and your families and hope you're all doing well. And I'm going to be quiet for now. Look, T just is saying I talk too much, right? In the meantime, make sure to watch my videos. Who knows what else I'll be saying. Mwah! And I have some good stuff coming up because I got to watch WandaVision that's coming on Disney Plus. And tomorrow I'll have my review up. So keep a lookout on my channel. I love you guys. Take care. Oh, wait, let me end the stream. See you next week. Bye.